Good afternoon, folks. Welcome. We got another top 16 live cut here, and it's between Dylan and Mikael7529. Both of these guys are running Krennic today. Brief look at Dylan's list, real fast. He's got a solid Krennic build, what we've come to expect with units with grit. He's got some good Sentinel units, and then a lot of damaging cards, and of course the Steadfast Battalions and Gideon Hask to build a strong board presence. So, and then obviously continuing that with the Vaders and the Reinforcement Walker and those Relentlesses. Interesting choice to go with the Relentless over the Avenger, but I definitely understand why he's doing that. I expect a good bit of sideboarding to come in here for both of these players since it is a control versus control game. Taking a look now at Michael's list, he's got a very similar build, but his has the Avengers over the um, Relentlesses. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays in here. Of course, he's got more of a anti-control build with the 3 Vigilances in the main deck, and I think that will certainly help, at least in this first game, to kind of give him a advantage. It's going to be a long one either way. Our players are ready, and we are underway. I got to change up this thing right here. Let me take it off real quick. Yeah, so I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We're already getting things going here, so I know it's gonna be a fun one. Just taking a brief look at their hands right now. Definitely not the best hand in the world for Michael. Not a lot of early game play there. Okay. So turn 1 goes by with no plays on either side. We see now Dylan to act. He's going to put down a Super Laser Tech. Solid card in this matchup since it doesn't really have a lot of power on the board. It wants to be removed, and it creates a unit that you can't really power the dark side when it's down, since it is the obvious choice to pick. Response here, he can do a Death Trooper. I think he's just questioning whether he even wants to. So Michael's just going to take the initiative, and we are on to round 3. All right, so we see the regional governor come out. Got to double check. It's going to say steadfast. So that's a good choice here. And then we'll see the Inferno 4 after Michael passes. And Dylan is actually managing to build quite a solid board here early on. And I think he's going to go for another pass there. Yep. Dylan will just take the initiative, and we are on to the 4th round. So choosing not to attack early, I think that's solid honestly, it's not going to be a big deal either way. And with Dillen to act here, he can certainly bring out his Krennic. And a guarantee of no steadfast battalion is unfortunate. So Super Laser Tech will hit the regional governor. Won't kill it, of course. But it does enable Death Troopers to come down and to kill it. So I think we're probably going to see that. Looks accurate. I think we probably just see Inferno attack here. And then after Krennic deploys, okay, so Super Laser Tech is going to remove the Death Troopers. That also makes sense. Our Dillen's Krennic can hit the opposing Krennic, potentially. So that might be the play he's going for. And then into takedown. Yeah, Inferno to attack. And then after Krennic deploys here, I think just going to smash it. And Michael to activate here. His only action is to attack with Krennic. He's going to go into the opposing Krennic, dealing 3 damage this time. And now we might just see a Cargo Juggernaut or a Gideon Hask come down and defeat that Krennic. I think that could be a solid action with the ECL. We know that Steadfast Battalion out of Michael is certainly going to kill the Krennic next turn. So getting a early lead might be nice. We are going to see Hask kill the Krennic, take 3 damage, and then he can potentially give himself an additional experience. Yeah, I think that's the correct choice to put it on Hask. Maybe Inferno is slightly better, just so Viper Probe can't destroy it in one hit. But I understand why he put it there. Overwhelming Barrage here isn't a bad play either. Out of Michael. It really is too early to tell, but I honestly feel like Michael has a good enough advantage going into this round here to make things happen. Yeah, I think he's calculating the overwhelming barrage over the steadfast. No, he's just going to go Viper Probe into the Hask to remove it off the board. Not a bad play. And he's going to give that experience to Inferno 4 this time. 3 more damage to the base with Krennic's attack. And we'll see Vader come out. He has a lot of good pulls here, potentially. Pulling Death Trooper, which would be nice to keep the Vader at full health if he wanted to. And if that's what he's going to go for, without taking 3 on Vader is quite important. So I definitely understand that. it keeps Vader out of takedown range, which he saw last round when he looked at it with Viper Probe. So strong plays from both of these guys. I think we might just see a Vader back here. Looking for a Death Trooper of his own. He finds it. And then Vader will trade off the other Vader, taking 6 damage. It's always nice when we got these mirror matches because both players know how the opposite leader works perfectly fine. So I don't have to remember that for them. Michael takes the initiative, and Inferno 4 will deal 3 damage to the base. Now, of course, that Death Trooper can trade into Vader favorably here. But we might see an overwhelming barrage. That barrage can put in some serious work here. And that's what we're going to see. It leaves Inferno 4 at 1 HP. He kills everything else. You can also choose to kill Inferno 4 and keep the Death Trooper alive if he so chooses. It's going to keep Vader alive? Oh, no, sorry. +1 from Krennic. That was on my fault. So, yeah, clears the board with the overwhelming barrage. Quite good. Quite good there. And we'll see a takedown to remove that buffed up Death Trooper. Michael takes initiative, and we'll see the regional governor. See what he said. He said Avenger. Michael having 1 in hand is unfortunate, but he will have a Power of the Dark Side or a Vigilance to clean up his position. Like I said, those Vigilances are definitely going to come into play here, and having 3 of them in the main deck gives Michael the advantage going into this first round. I think he's a serious contender for this game, and of course having an advantage in the series is quite nice. So we'll see Steadfast come out here, killing the regional governor and dealing an additional damage to the base with the Overwhelm. And we'll see another Vader, I think. And he'll pull an Inferno 4. And that search power will definitely be nice here to shape his hand. And 1 on top. Power of the Dark Side is actually an interesting call here. Because they might choose to get rid of Inferno 4, but they also might choose to get rid of Vader. I'm not 100% certain there what the math is. Michael just takes the initiative, though. Safe play. But that Avenger is definitely freed up now to come out here and start clearing up the board. And we're going to see a Vigilance come out here, taking care of the Vader, and milling the top cards of the deck. And that was a very unfortunate mill there, getting rid of 2 overwhelming barrages and a Relentless for Dillen. And that could seriously put the pressure onto him. See the Reinforcement Walker come down. Card draw here is needed, even though it's only a 2-drop. Could actually fit here in the turn, so that's not bad. We'll see Power of the Dark Side come out, getting rid of Inferno 4. And luckily, he does have that regional governor, which he can play and call out Avenger again. Quite nice there. And the Vanquish will take out the Reinforcement Walker. But we'll see another one played down. And Dillen will draw into hand. Power of the Dark Side. That is unfortunate. But he's kicking himself for not playing that Viper first. Tough call there. He'll go with the regional governor. Into a Viper Probe Droid. Showing a hand that he does not want to see. Pretty much every out that Michael needs here to take advantage in this game, he has in hand. All right, so Michael to act. Got a tough call here. Gonna go with the Vigilance first to remove the Viper Probe and heal 5 from the base. And we'll see another Viper Probe come down. I don't think that was the most correct play with the Vigilance. I think a better call would have been the Viper Probe first to take a look at the hand. But honestly, it's hard to tell, really. If he had played Avenger or Reinforcement Walker, it would have been instantly Power of the Dark-Sided. So you really got to pick your battles with that one. Michael's going to take the initiative again. And this time, we're going to see Baze come down. And a Super Laser Tech. Yeah, this is going to be a long game, just in general, because these decks play so slow. I was trying to look earlier to see how many cards each player had left in deck, but I really don't want to touch the decks if I can't. If I can, I don't want to mess anything up or shuffle something that I wasn't supposed to shuffle. But I believe Dillen has fewer cards in deck just from the Vigilances coming out and all the extra draws he's been getting with the Reinforcement Walkers. All right, so Michael choosing to heal with his Reinforcement Walker, and Baze will get rid of that Viper Probe. Michael's putting down a Scout by Pursuer. Solid 2-drop card there. But that Reinforcement Walker is still hitting face. Viper Probe will hit the Scout Bike. And we'll see a Power of the Dark Side to remove that Reinforcement Walker. And Dillen is just building a huge board here on the ground arena. Michael definitely wants to find a uh, super laser blast or something of that sort to clear this up, but I don't recall him having that many in the main list. Let me just double check that real fast. Yeah, Michael actually runs 0 in both his main list and sideboard for the Super Laser Blast. So he won't have an option like that, which could be quite powerful here. On his Vader drop, he'll drop a Cell Block Guard, which will help prevent a little bit of damage, but it's not going to make a sizable dent, especially with a Cell Block Guard of Dillen's own. He can easily trade into that. Oh, sorry. The Vader's going to kill the Cell Block Guard, and the Steadfast will kill Cell Block and deal 2 damage to the base. And Viper can definitely clear up that Vader, but he can also hit the base. And I think that is a GG. Michael taking the L here. Dillen taking the W. And we are on to game 2. I expect a good bit of sideboarding here, though, real quick, while these players figure out, what they're trying to do. So we'll be right back. All right, and on to game 2. Dillen leads 1-0. And for the sideboard, I definitely think Dillen brought in some of the vigilances and the super laser blast potentially, as well as just more of those controlling cards. Uh, for Michael's list, I don't think that he made any serious changes. Maybe the pursuit craft system or patrol craft, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Dillen is gonna name resupply, but Michael has super laser techs. And Dillen will resupply to go up to 4 resources here. And Michael takes the initiative going into this 4th round, 3rd round. All right, so Dillen definitely brought in that Devastator. That's on his sideboard. He had 2 of those there. I'll be curious to see if he took out the Relentless entirely or if he's keeping it in and just adding to it with the Avengers and the Devastators. Michael to act first here, and I think he'll see that, yep, Super Laser Tech going into that regional governor. And we'll see Krennic deploy for Dillen. It's almost a replay of last game. Dillen getting out his Krennic first is very important in this matchup. Being able to take control of that board and get a little bit of extra restore power is extremely nice. Michael might be worried about the Steadfast Battalion play, so that's why he's got to think here if he wants to deploy. Of course, Dillen does not have it, but the threat alone is enough sometimes. So we're going to see another Super Laser Tech. Interesting choice there, but I get it to remove that regional governor. Dillen, I think he's looking at maybe a Hask here. Threat of a Steadfast Battalion coming down is non existent. And with the ECL already spent, that is. Yeah, that's no longer a threat. Not sure what he's looking for there, but we'll see Krennic deploy for Michael. And Dillen might just choose to attack base here with Krennic. Honestly, not that big of a choice, and it doesn't empower his opponent to deal extra damage. If he hits the Krennic here for Michael, then that Death Trooper coming down could kill off his own Krennic. But it looks like he's going to do that. We'll see the Krennics attack each other again. Very similar to last game. And score is 0-0 now. Dillen takes initiative. Death Trooper comes down to kill off the Krennic. That puts a little bit of pressure here on Dillen. Overwhelming Barrage is a nice to see card, though. Having that power is going to be incredibly useful here. He's going to be able to clear the entire board with that and get an experience on Hask. So that is 100% the best play. Actually, 2 experience for defeating 2 units. Yeah, very, very powerful swing there. And we're going to see a Steadfast Battalion come down, only dealing 5 damage to the Hask and killing himself. Or sorry, doesn't even do that because of the no ECL. My apologies. Hask will kill it though, getting an experience and taking 5 damage. A bit of overkill there for sure. But clearing the board is important in this matchup. So Michael's up to 8 resources, but unfortunately he's got a handful of 9+ cost cards besides the Inferno 4. I think he's going to put both of those. This is a little bit late for an important play there. Dooku will remove that Inferno 4, giving another experience to Hask, who's swinging now for 10 damage. Absolutely wild amount of damage out of that guy. But he's a powerhouse. 100%. And now up to 9 resources. I think Avenger is the play here. Unfortunately, that's going to cost him big time since he can remove his Dooku and then play a Power of the Dark Side or an Avenger. Or, sorry, yeah, Power of the Dark Side here being the play. Maybe he's going to go for a Vader. He only has 8 resources. Yeah, he's going to go for a Vader play here. That'll allow him to draw a Viper Probe and put Dillen, or sorry, Michael up to 20 damage on the base. Michael here forced to show his hand. He's got a lot of powerful space units, but yeah, alone like this, it's not very useful. Michael taking the initiative and Dillen dealing 10 more damage. Yeah, that was actually a fantastic play putting down the Vader. That threatens mate in one, if you were to say. And there's nothing that Michael can do here to defend against that. Of course, Devastator or Avenger attacking can remove 1 unit. Devastator can remove the Gideon Hask, but Vader has the one-shot kill. And that'll do it. Wow. Actually quite a fast game. Not what I was expecting at all.